one family. Biafrans all over the world. If we want safety and security for our people, then let's continue to support Eastern Security Network. All donations are welcome. No contribution is too small or too large. Do your part, knowing that freedom is in our hands and together we must all rise to the occasion. Go to our website to make your contribution, www.ipobinUSA.org/donate. And remember that freedom is not free, but together we restore it. Farm by farm, forest by forest, house by house, and street by street.
Declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
Thank you, Biafran people. First of all,
IPOB one family. Biafrans all over the world. If we want safety and security for our people, then let's continue to support Eastern Security Network. All donations are welcome. No contribution is too small or too large. Do your part, knowing that freedom is in our hands and together we must all rise to the occasion. Go to our website to make your contribution, www.ipobinUSA.org/donate. And remember that freedom is not free, but together we restore it. Farm by farm, forest by forest, house by house, and street by street.
Ogwebi okosisi udeje kebunda mwosu freedom fighter diketerete onwere ozi ode jinjimu buru bata bego jezielu nye ndị Igbo niile zielu ozi si a na-eburukwa babi ọzọ nwafọ Igbo ọbụla nọ na Facebook nọdụ na WhatsApp nọdụ na Twitter nọdụ na Instagram zielu nye ozi n'onwe ụbọchị ọ nọ na WhatsApp ya wee tụbatara ya nwa okorobịa were mma kpaicha ya n'aka ma ọ dobecha mma na n'akụkụ ya dobe egbe na n'akụkụ ya were bido jụrụ ya ajụjụ kedu dị onye ọ bụ ọgwaba na ya bụ onye IPOB ma ọ na ya bụ onye ESN n'ọya jidere onye n'inwa je gbagbuwe n'ọya jidere onye Awụsa nwa bịara Imo steeti je gbagbuwe si onye Igbo gerie oge rie gecha ya ya dere itie ya tụkwara n'ihe onye ọzọ na ndị Igbo eburukwa ọzọ bata eburukwa bụ ọzọ bata eburukwa bụ ọzọ bata o wee bụrụ na ejide owu ogori kwụọ ya ụgwọ ewere egbe dodobe ya nso were mgba dodobe ya nso were flag ndị Biafra mmanya n'ime ya ma o were ibe ọzọ tinye jụrụ ya ajụjụ kedu onye ịbụ okwube onye bụ ọkọba nke nwa ma ọ bụ nke ọzọ ka e were kpọtọsịa ndị Igbo ka e were kwụtọsịa Igbo onye ọbụla nọ na WhatsApp bụrụ onye Igbo ma ọ bụ onwe gị gurupu ị nọ na ya ị ga-ebegecha ya deritie ya ịtụkwara na ya onye ọzọ atụkwara ya na gurupu atụtasịkwana ya chacha maka ka ị na-atụsasị ya ka Igbo na-eheti onwebe mana inecha anya ọbụla alenji o inecha anya ọbụla alenji ka alenjiribe ka Igbo wee kpọọ onwebe asị ka Igbo wee heti onwebe ka e wee lakwụkọ Igbo na ndị Awụsa biko ziarụ nne ụmụ Igbo eburukwa bụ ọzọ were bịa odaji njibe bebe akwa ririe eburukwa bụ ọzọ were bịa.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, fellow Biafran. We are here to bring you good news. The hour has come. They look like us. They are in our midst. They resemble us, but they are in our midst. They believe the same thing we think they believe. Their mouth is saying, all hail Biafra, but their heart is in obedience. We are Biafran people that are born to restore Biafra. Like as we always said, we have come to bring you the good news, the Biafran awareness. We are the people of the rising sun. We just want to discuss with you today. We want to discuss with you. Your opinion counts. Your opinion matters a lot. We We will appreciate your presence. We will appreciate your contribution. While we are still waiting for most of our comrades to join us. The topic of today is that they look like us. They are in our midst, but they are them. You know who are them? Them are those people that use their mouth to say, all hail Biafra in their mouth. In their heart is they are campaign managers. Now, the ISWAP has claimed the responsible of attacking the Kuje prison. That is what our leader Mazina Dekano was telling us before now. Our leader Mazina Dekano told us that they will be empowered to kill and massacre us. Their kinsmen will protect them. And the time has come. What I have to tell you today is that I want you to know, I want to create the awareness, the Biafran awareness. I want you to see that the Afghanistan's case is becoming inevitable. It's becoming inevitable in the zoo. Sorry, let me call one of our comrades if he was able to get the link. Okay, he's still busy. So, like I was saying, they are in our midst. They look like us. They are they. They are them. Do you know who are them? The career agitators, the Oshebe agitators, the stomach agitators, the Mon must work agitators. These are the people. The multitude. Bible calls them the multitude. They are the multitude. They are in our midst. They look like us, but they are they. They are them. They are in our midst. They look like us, but they are them. You know who they are? Sabon TK. They are Sabon TK who believe that they believe in cash. Let me tell you. Some of you that are still in the zoo, when you live in the zoo, you want to go to abroad. When you come to abroad, you want to go back to the zoo. That is life for you. When you were in the zoo, you want to come abroad. When you are in abroad, you want to go back to the zoo. Mostly when you have seen, when God has blessed you in abroad, you want to go and show up. You know the difference between there and here is that the richest man in this place will be on the same queue. The owner of the company where you work will be on the same queue with you. When there is time, let's say, you get to canteen. When you get to canteen, everybody pick his or her plates and be on the queue. There is nothing like, there is no preference. This is the owner of this establishment. We have to serve him special. We have no. It's not like that here. If you come before him in the canteen, he will be your back. Do you know what? When he eats finish, he will use his hand, carry his plate, go and drop. That is the difference. But in zoo, in Africa, the owner of a company want to sit like Almighty himself. He want to be the one that people must worship. He want to be the one that people must serve. He will stand like the Almighty. The power for hiring and firing is in his hand. It's not like that here. Here, you don't even know who is rich, who is poor. You can live in the same compound as in the same streets. Mind your business. They mind their own business. That is the kind of life we want in Biafra land. God told me, every one of you that are hearing the sound of my voice should go and write it down. God told me that what he put in the land of Biafra, eyes has not seen it. That if you open eyes to see them, if we have achieved our independence in 100 years, he said in 1,000 years we will not achieve it. Because he has blessed us. We are called blessed. The real name of every Biafran child is called blessed. Everything Zuroke, Nala Biafra. Only Sabo is our problem. Brothers and sisters, fellow Biafrans, I want to use this opportunity to tell you that there is hope. There is a very big hope. Biafra is achievable. These people look like us. Could you imagine there is a jailbreak in a whole Kuje prison that is in the center of Abuja, surrounded with the military barracks, close to the Asorok villa, and people went there, break the jail, took Abakaire out, and all of the people that are declared missing. And they were even shooting and was videoing it, meaning that, let me tell you, Abacha said, he said, if insurgency exceeds 24 hours, the government hand is in it. Yes, the government has did their job to arrest Abakaire. The government also did their duties. They also did, sorry, somebody told me is in the room. Let me see how I could bring him in. Thank you. Oh, this is the great one. Mazi Chuk survivor and known as King David. King David, you are welcome. Please, can you introduce yourself to Biafra people?
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for bringing me in. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for your good work and all the good things you are doing. I am Chuk Survival. I'm operating the channel called Chuk Survival and also King David Exploit Expose on Facebook page. And I'm a full-fledged Biafran, an autopiloted, spirited, ordained one, not by man. Government have given me the title and I took it. And I'm doing my own part, playing my own role to make sure that I add my little quota on what is going on and make sure that our voice is being heard. Thank you so much. I appreciate your good work. And I appreciate all the genuine Biafrans that are speaking from all corners and all angles. We continue to set the record straight, continue to stand firm, and we will not relent in our efforts. Thank you so much.
God bless you. God bless you. And there's one of my brother that is in the backstage. I want to bring him on to Mazi Austin Okonkwo. Mazi Austin Okonkwo, please talk to us. Mazi Survivor, I hope you are still you are still live with us, right?
Yeah, I'm still live. I can see my brother Okonkwo there. I
So,
can see.
Mazo
Yes.
Konko, please, can you kindly introduce yourself to your people?
Right.
The stage is yours.
Thank you. I want to greet Biafrans worldwide, anywhere you are. And if you this telecast, we extend greetings. And our leader is Mazen Namdekano. Mazen Namdekano is the only incorruptible leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, rendited against his will. And we are here tonight also to discuss varieties of things that can set him free and set Biafra free. At the same time, I welcome my brother Chuk survivor, King David. Sometimes people, when you want to tell the Chuk survivor, they will say, I don't know who's Chuk survivor. I mean King David. I say, okay. You remember that man that Simon Ekpa used to use one of his broadcasts to analyze Mazen and the Kano, sorry. You will see their Chuk survivor. Some people don't know, you know. So, like I was trying to explain to my brother 247 also. I think he's also hearing us. Maybe one day we plan to bring you on his platform so that people are still asking, is Shoe Survival or AKA King David, is it an autopilot or is it? But I told them, I said, he's an autopilot person. And at initial time, he has been an autopilot, but I'm happy you are also here. So we use this privilege also to clear some people. So thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you
So
so much.
Gaddafi, I greet you. Gaddafi, I greet you so much for anchoring this program. We didn't expect it. I like emergency. That's why I'm here. So thank you, Biafrans.
You know, I hope you can hear me. You know, there is something the Bible said. You know, the chariots are made ready for the days of battle.
For sure.
And Igbo people said,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and we are called autopilot. We don't plan things, we do things. Things do us. In fact, we don't do things, things do us.
Yeah.
We don't know what we do. It's only what do us that know us. You know, this was
sure.
not planned. It wasn't planned. I just called him, my brother. I said, sir, can you come? Even if it's 30 minutes, I wanted to talk to Biafran people. You know, like our topic is that they look like us. They are in our midst and they are them. Mazo Konko, you call them man must work. I call them stomach agitator. Our leader Mazinan, they call them Oshebe freedom fighter. You understand? And you know the funny part, first and foremost, before I proceed, I just want to salute the 10,000 people, those 50 men that are giving us 10,000. They are trooping in mass. I want to salute your courage. I want to say thank you. Like somebody called me from London today. I was trying to teach her how to make the payment through the website. At the end of the day, she was very, very happy. She was very, very happy. And she did that. She was happy. It's very, very easy and simple. So above all, I just want to salute each and every one of them. So our topic is saying that they look like us. They are in our midst, but they are they. You can see somebody like Emeka Gift. I don't like calling people's name. You know, like I said, we don't do saga in autopilot media. But just a reference point. You know, if you check his tweet, there was a time he was saying Soludo is the best thing that has happened to Anambra's people. He come back to say Soludo is the bad thing that happened to, you know, they don't have the will of their own. Now, remember, they look like us. They are in our midst. They also said, oh, hey, Biafra. But they are them who is saying obedient. That is the issue. And you can see that there was a jailbreak, which ISWAP has claimed responsibilities of breaking jailbreak in Aso Kuje prison. And if you know that terrain very well, like we have stayed in the villa for 2 years, I know that terrain very well. You know, for somebody to break into Kuje prison comfortably, and he was shooting and was videoing it, they planned it. And do you think that the case of Afghanistan is not in our mouth in Asarok Villa? Thank you, Mazu Konko. I don't know if you have anything to say with that. You know, these people supposed to use the time they're supposed to use to tell the world what Biafran people are going through. Like if you see there, I put it Biafran awareness. Instead of them using that time to tell the world about what we are going through, they only channel their energy attacking Master Simon. Some people saying, we stop with that, 50,000, 10,000, you know. So they look like us. They are in our midst, but they are them. So what do you have to say that, Master Okonkwo?
Yeah, Gaddafi, let me start by harmonizing some certain facts, and we demand also privilege to make some ugly. You know, one thing you must understand: the Bible is always complete. I came across one scripture that said in the book of James somewhere there, I said, "Thinketh ye that the word of God saith in vain?" Do you think that the scriptures they speaks in vain? It doesn't matter, it can be Quran or any other thing you believe. But one thing I want to tell people is when we say there is Judas, it is there. What makes a thing to be is anything that has a name. Like when we're in the primary school, they say, what is now? Now is the name of a person and the place of animal. I'm not a teacher, but I want to say something. In fact, tonight will be a great night because my brother choose survival is here. These are men in autopilot that know how to put their thoughts into words. No noise making. So, but tonight, what I'm trying to tell you, Gaddafi, is this. If these people who are among us claims to be with us and are not with us, are not even with us, then we wouldn't have even have direction. So let's look the ability of recognizing who they are simply means that God is with us. Am I lying?
Sure.
That is the ability. So it doesn't matter how they gather. But the Bible says they shall gather from one way, but in 7 ways their exit way took place. All right. Then it has been there during the time of Jesus Christ. We have Judas, the one who, Judas is not called into the ministry, but he liked what is happening. Judas, he liked, in fact, all like he acts like if he's among them, but he's not among. He is there because he is front-centered agitator. Stomach agitators. Man must work agitators. One day I say back on them, I was IPOP Autopilot, but man must work. All to goes in middle. They enter because no. Now check them. All of them have turned to page monetizers, and when they have an arrow, whenever black or they can hit you see. They are there. Even in this autopilot, I told Umar recently that so many of them said something will soon happen. When I prophesize, it's like when I tell Simon Eba during that time of Osaga, I don't want to call, all this private jet parking place. So what I'm saying is this. We must understand that Judas is part of the ministry, but the income, the benefit of Judas is that he must actually commit suicide. Because what you cannot keep alive, do not remove. All of them that are sabotaging this thing, that are inside there, gossiping and manipulating themselves, we know them. Even in this autopilot, even in everywhere that they are, you must expect them. Judas must manifest because it is that purpose. Chete, in the book of Jeremiah, even the Bible has even talked about the death of Judas and what is going to happen and what will happen to Judas. And these people, you see, they can only sell he sold Jesus in I think that was 30 pieces of silver. Then let's ask ourselves, where was gold? Why didn't Judas sell Jesus in expense of gold, but he sold him in a cheaper article? That's why Master Nandekano say, serve the zoo, betray your sabotaging the struggle will also not stop us. They will only take a recharge card, 2,000 highest. I'm going to sabotage the struggles. But anyway, let me pause here because true survival is here. I think he has a lot in diversity to say. Then Gaddafi later will go to the Kuje prison and their attempt to create that saga also. Thank you.
Welcome.
My brother to survivor, the grand commander of the Federal Republic of Biafra. I used to call all of you that is in the media a vice marshal because you are in the air. I look you as the a vice marshal. You are among the general. My brother, what do you have to say? Please talk to your people, your brothers and sisters, the Biafran people and world at large.
My fellow Biafrans, I appreciate everybody that is watching. If you are watching from Biafra land mainly, you know, each time when I broadcast, I always like to give a special accolade to those people who are in Biafra land, the Biafra people in Biafra land. If anybody tells you it's easy, it's just a lie. It's not easy. I appreciate every one of you who is watching from Biafra land. And again, I appreciate every Biafran that is watching from anywhere you're watching from. Now, coming on the topic that we are discussing, those who looks like us, but they are not us. Those who are lion in the sheepskin. You see, sometimes I wouldn't want people to be surprised when you see certain things happening. There are things that are bound to happen.
Thank you.
There are things that are bound to happen. Just like my brother Okungu was just saying, there are things that are bound to happen. Judas must be there. Just like when you heard Christ say that the poor people must be there. It doesn't matter how you do. They will always be there. And if you're one of those who is thinking that one day that all the Biafran people will be on one umbrella speaking one voice, that day will never come. You can never get 100% compliance. In anything you are doing in this struggle, if you can be able to get 75% compliance, you are good to go. You're good to go. Don't get distracted. You're good to go. And this very struggle, the way it's going, we have more than 95% compliance. So why must you be shaking? For those who think that they are hiding under their shelf? You see, Chukwu Okike have done the greatest work he will do for us.
Amen.
That is what I'm telling some people. You see, when Mazu Simon Ekpa came to the picture, so many of these people who are jumping from pillar to pole, who claim to be the followers of Mazen Nanikan, who claim to have listened to Mazen Nanikan, they can't see what Mazen Nanikan is seeing. It takes you to have a plain mind and a clean mind for you to see what the supreme leader of IPOB is seeing, Mazen Nanikan, the person that laid the foundation that we are building upon. He laid a foundation that we're building upon. And you see some of them, when they come, they talk about structure. I tell them, the only structure I know you can tell me about is the structure of truthfulness and consistency. Every other thing, if you remove these two things, there is no structure. When you lack the truth, you lack consistency. You are not with Mazen Nanikan, you're not with him. You're not with him. He laid a foundation, and upon that foundation is what we are building. And when you look very, very well, Mazen Nanikan, I remember there's two words I used to remember he spoke about Simon Ekpa. That is why I follow Simon Ekpa's program. I have been even listening to him even before Mazen Nanikan mentioned him. I have been following him. The very first time when Mazen Nanikan was making a program, somebody called on that very program, and that person asked Mazen Nanikan, there is one guy that is broadcasting in Finland. His name is Simon, and he has not joined IPOB. What do you have to say about him? What do we do? Do we continue to allow him? Why do we have to allow him to continue to talk about IPOB? Mazen Nanikan responded. The video is still out there. He said, only one Chineke can do what Simon Ekpa is doing.
Yeah, just like when the disciples of, is it John, or saw the Christ doing the same thing?
Exactly.
That was the scenario, in fact.
Exactly. This very time, Simon Ekpa has not become a full member of IPOB. He has not. Mazen Nanikan told them only one Chineke can do what Simon Ekpa did, and he is 100% sure that Simon Ekpa is going to be part of the IPOB.
Original one Chineke.
The second time he recognized him is when he told us about the new dimension, that Simon Ekpa is bringing the new dimension. And when he was talking about the new dimension, so many of us, we are talking about exposition. But Mazen Nanikan is the greatest man in his position. He has done a lot in his position. It is his position has shown us so many things that we know today. Even some things that are staring at our face that we cannot be able to decode. Mazen Nanikan broke them into pieces and we saw them. But when he talked about the new dimension, those clowns who were hanging around could not be able to pick up the new dimension. Some of them became scared of the new dimension. When they had that language, the new dimension, they became scared of it. Some of them who had the true knowledge, they become so scared. Instead of them to calm down and learn.
The English is too hard. They can't understand it.
They couldn't understand it. Mazen, they can welcome the new dimension. And since then, we've been waiting for that new dimension until this day came. That is why sometimes when I lament about the situation of Mazen Nandekano, about everything, when I remember the stage we are now, sometimes I begin to thank God that God have a reason for everything that he does.
I see.
Because if the thing that happened that didn't happen, if something that happened now, if it didn't happen, I don't know what would have been the fate of the struggle now. Because our supreme leader Mazen Nandekano was caged by a bunch of evil men, people who doesn't have anything to offer, pretending to people who are masked, wearing masks of agitators, but they are not. Just like the topic we're discussing, people who were in a great mask, and you cannot blame Mazen Nandekano. Mazen Nandekano started this very information, started giving this information more than a decade.
You know,
and when he started, there was nobody around.
Sir, remember, they look like us, they are in our midst, but they are them.
Exactly. These people were surrounding Mazen, and I tell you, Mazen Nandekano is human. He's not a spirit.
Yeah.
He's human. And at that very point in time, everybody is needed. The noise making was needed. When you see, that is why when you see some people, when you see some of them that claim that Mazen Nandekano called their name, that Mazen Nandekano did this, when you see the situation at which Mazen Nandekano mentioned their name, it was a period when we needed noise making. If you want to shout only Biafra, come out online and shout Biafra, 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 and that is the end of it. Yes. Let the noise continue and let the word hear us. And Mazen Nandekano called some people out them to encourage their zone to be able to join. But the state that we are now, it is no longer a noise making. It is no longer time for blackmail. It is a time when you say something, you bring a proof and show it.
Yes, sir.
The people that are listening now, is not. We are not talking to our fellow Biafra. We are not talking to people in the Zoological Republic.
No,
we are talking to people who are knowledgeable, who will come. And I tell people that this struggle of Biafra is stage by stage. Once your own era have gone, just step aside and let people continue. Why some of them are confused and why some of them are destroying themselves, thinking that they are trying to destroy Simon Ekpa, or you are trying to destroy the struggle, or you are trying to demonize Mazen Nandekano, is because they lack a great knowledge. Sometimes when I broadcast, I tell them, I thank them, I say, for the people who were in the group of the noisemakers when the time was the time to make noise, I appreciate them for the noise they have made. They made the noise and people heard them and people begin to come in. And now we're in a stage where other people have to speak.
Survivor, I have a question for you, like just 1 minute or two.
Okay.
The Grand Commander, the Dragon, said that before they were using the contribution to pay lobbies like 85,000 per month, 65,000 per month. Yeah. He said his era is not going to lobby anybody. He's going to use it to buy arms and ammunition. What do you have to say on that? Is it a good opinion? Is it a good plan? What do you think?
An excellent plan.
God bless you.
An excellent plan. You invest your money and you see where your money is going. You see one thing why some people are getting confused is that, do you see the state that we are now? Don't forget that Mazen Nandekano moved to this very stage before he was kidnapped. Mazen Nandekano himself pronounced this very state that we're in. He pronounced it.
Yes.
He pronounced it before he was kidnapped. And the people, the clowns who surrounded him with their falsehood and lies, they could not be able to uphold that same thing that man, the very person you claim to be following, that very foundation he has laid, he pronounced it before he was kidnapped. And every one of them ran it back to their shelf. The only person that is still standing forward, speaking the language of Mazen Nandekano, stepping on his shoes to make sure that he built on the foundation that Mazen Nandekano had laid, is Simon Ekpa and nobody else.
Yes.
Nobody else.
Grand Commander Air Vice Marshal King David Chooks Survivor. You know, like I always said, I address you like this because you are in the air. You are Air Force. Every media team, media personnel, I address them as a vice marshal because they are in the air, talking to the whole world. So don't misunderstand me. You know, when I say a vice marshal, I know what I'm saying. Like those people in Biafra land, the men on ground, I call them the grand commanders. Now this is a new era. They will eat to their satisfaction. They will be taken care of. Now, what I want to say, like just in 1 minute, how do you see the change of power? You know, there was a prayer, mountain of fire, people used to pray those days, power must change hand. And now that power has changed hand, you see Mazi Simon Ekpa, the dragon himself, the grand commander, and also the Air Vice Marshal Dragon, the best snapper in Finland, and Honorable Charles Azuka in the Hemos Affair. What do you see in this power that have changed hand in their leadership? What will you say?
Well, for now, I think for the kind of people who are running the affairs now, I don't think anybody will be sitting on the fence anymore. At least now we have people who has address, who have name, who has a picture.
Not
so
mask.
Now you invest your money and you see the people you are giving your money. If you want to ask a question, at least you have somebody you can call and ask a question. Everybody knows Madam Azuka. You see her picture. Nobody is hiding anymore. Not to tell me that you are a spokesperson. Biafra don't want invisible spokesperson. We don't want them.
Now, what do you have to say, like just 1 minute, what do you have to say about the invisible DOS, which we don't know who they are and ruling 70 to 80 to 100 million Biafrans? What do you have to say to them?
They don't exist. I don't see them. They don't exist.
Thank you. The Air Vice Marshal Chus, the King David.
Thank you, my brother.
You know, King David was the warlord in the land of Israel.
Mm.
Yeah, somebody was talking to me today, said the God, everybody is talking God, that they Israel, who is Jacob, Israel did not pay the bride price of the God, the mother. That is the discussion for another day. I'm going to call you, do your research. We are going to present this matter before the Biafran people with fact and figure. Now, he was trying to let me know that we are from the lineage of Judah. That is another discussion. So I want to bring to Mazi Okonkwo. Mazi Okonkwo, I used to call you tested and proved.
Hmm.
Do you know why I call Mazi Okonkwo tested and proved? Is because when there was counter motion, when people decamp to Idunedufu Mado, yeah, Idu has dufuted them. Sorry for my English, but I invented it. Idu that dufuted them. Now, Mazi Okonkwo was separated apart. I called him tested and proved. I never knew him before, but see now, I don't think there has been anything that I told Mazi Okonkwo that has not come to pass. He calls me prophet, but I know say I am not. But just that God has give men gift. So Mazi Okonkwo, seeing the issue on ground, they look like us. They are in our midst, but they are them. Who are them? In your understanding. Thank you. You have the floor.
Yeah, thank you. I think we're still jumping around on the same question. And these guys, let me tell you that this guy that used to put mask on his face is more formidable than those people you're talking about. You know, King Solomon, Okamma. Instead of me, come on, Gatere, DOS, those actually but anyway, King Solomon, because I can find him, he's formidable. Yeah. Then coming to they are among us and they are invisible. Let me tell you, very soon, like what she was saying, Chus was saying before, they will jump out of where they're hiding. What happened in the Acts of Apostle? I think there was at 10, Acts 10. There was the time Paul went to Iceland. It was cold, weather in the cold, and there's a need for him to get warm. All of us are Bible students here. This familiar scripture.
Yes, about the snake.
Yeah. So the python or the viper was included on the grasses that he has to use to keep the fire burning. Let me tell you, and people of this place don't know that snakes are under this grass until fire came. So the snakes are about to manifest. I said this prophecy a long time ago. Check, the snakes, because the snakes must manifest when the fire is enkindled, and that's what is happening. As very soon you see more allegations. Even the people you see, it will shock you. It will shock you. And let me tell you, you see, Ojaso Abakurog, Amararog.
Bam.
That's right.
And those who you say that is among us has been recognized long time ago. Unquote, I think Psalm 55 or 54 verse 12, Psalm 55 12 or 54 12. David said, if it is an outsider that reproaches me, I would have known how to bear it. But he said, it was you, my own person, my acquaintance. We walk in the house of God together and take sweet counsel, which you really saw. Farador, and we are. So somebody, a message Mazen kind of preacher one day when he was talking to TV Joshua, I came across in the book of Genesis where somebody was asking somebody, are we still brethren? Abraham and Lot saga. Are we still brethren? Or take this right side, let me take this because we are brethren. See, in the era where we are now, it is not era of peace. We are in the era of struggle. A pregnant woman slaps his husband or her husband sometimes. A woman that is in labor, doctor because listen, when you are in a labor, there's no friendship. What you want is either you push out and be alive and the baby alive, or you die as a mother that's delivering a child. These are the process where we are. You see all these sagacious people that are filled with our internet using BIAFRA name to how do I put it, to disappoint their generations in the whole world. Sometimes the international body, they will look, they say, hey, these mad people every day, these mad people, they are funny Nigerians. That's what they will call them also. Because BIAFRA, sir?
There is one thing I know. These people that say they are from structure, defending the structure, they have turned this our struggle to child's play. The only message they have is Simon this, Simon that, autopilot this, autopilot that. But let me tell you, the race, the Bible said the race are not for the swift, not the battle for the strong.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Now, there's a place the Bible said, horse spoke. That is where we are today. Because the angel, who is the spirit of Biafra, there was a time I called our leader Mazen Nandekano. I told him, God showed me something. I said, I saw a lantern and a sword given to you. Sir, you are using the lantern. When will you use the sword? He told me that I should call him off camera. That thing is there, I, the Gaddafi of Biafra, I was the one who made the call. It was shown to me clear. I saw where the dead and the dead, numbering millions, surround our leader Mazen and Dekano. They give him sword and lantern, and they confirm my prophecy. When he went to Niger Delta, a lantern was given to him.
Yes, I'm familiar with that. One of the call-in.
I told him before that thing happened. I saw it. You yourself, Mazo Konkwa, you know me.
Yes.
You know me little. So I don't say I'm anything, but I just said everybody have his gift because God called men and give them gifts. What I'm going to say is that it was shown to me. I called him and I told him he's using the lantern. When will you use the sword? Because the dead surrounded him and said, go and avenge for our dead. He screamed, I will never disappoint you. I will avenge for your death. I said, sir, when are you going to use the sword? Because you are using the lantern. You know the lantern? The lightning. They enlighten the Biafran people and the whole world.
Yeah.
Now, the thing I'm seeing now is that it's like he has given the sword to Simon, and Simon is using the sword. He want to use the sword. He said, we are not going to pay any lobby fee. We will buy arms and ammunition. So, the Air Vice Marshal Chief Survivor, you know, in my program, I don't lock people with key. If there is anything that God have in your mind to pass across to Biafran people, aside from what we are discussing as in our topic, you can as well, even you, Mazo Konkwa, go ahead and talk to Biafran people. Mazo Konkwa, I'm giving you 2 minutes because you are already on the stage. After your 2 minutes.
Yeah, you know, you also have to be careful with my time because you cut me off. You know, the messages are coming. We have to respect the frequency when it comes
Go
because we
ahead.
are vibrating.
Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
We're on the speed of light, you know.
Go ahead.
Autopilot, there's no wasting time, you know, the
Now,
gear we're using.
forgive
So
me.
now let me come. I want to talk to Biafrans historically. Let's go deeper.
Hold on. Let me just tell Biafran people, whoever want to call in to give his opinion or her opinion is free to do so. The number is on the screen. I hope you guys are seeing the number, right? Anybody that want to call, who go ahead and do that. So, Mazo Konko, right on.
Yeah, so let's go deeper. You see, Biafrans, we must understand that onye gburu nwanne ya abụghị odogwu.
At all.
Listen, the Bible said, what you cannot give life, do not remove. It is a commandment from the divinity, which we call God. And I believe that we have the owner of this universe, which is called God. Sometimes I ask myself, which kind of mind do our people have? You know, like what we're saying, people will sit on their internet, they pay internet. And the stage where we are right now is where everybody has to come together. And like I did a short broadcast yesterday on my YouTube, begging people. This is the way I beg. Anytime Mazo Konko start to beg people like this, something is about to happen. Believe me, there was a time I used to come and I beg everybody. They say, you don't come, you don't confess, you don't beg. Smarter you go hammer. Let me tell you, the boat is about to leave. Go. All of you that are following this criminal DOS, okay, they have turned into saga. Simon Autopilot and I have on a natural of flight on Gagude. Oh God, I go none of Baba Saga. All of you will be living on Simon's dream, and Simon is living on your reality till eternity. On a Simon on an Prastamon. Simon on one start, onye ka mmadụ anaghị ama aka enwe ofu otu anyị nọ na mgbe n'ụlọ a na-asị otu anaghị ama aka. So you must accept who is bigger than you. Ihe na-ebute downfall of people, downfall of pastors and prophets and leaders is what happened to Eli, because Eli was in the church thinking that God is still using the old pattern, but God was the new dimension. Gaddafi, is that what you said? The new dimension. No, the true survivor. Eli was using the old pattern, but God have taken out to the ear to hear and give it to a little born baby, and that was Samuel. This is exactly what has happened. Manoge taka, manoga hekwe taka, anyo no game from. But anyway, man, okomono ga no chai ozo, unenye fenozo azota Biafra, ona nata kwa yeti unu. Then no for the name on I get you na mitrum wine. For them okay. So that always said. Gaddafi.
Mazi survivor. Survivor. I know.
Rap shoes go flow. I'm a lot of message. You can happy again enough 7-10 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah. The only thing that will stop us is when the Grand Commander himself, the Air Vice Marshal Dragon, comes on live. We go on. Grand Commander Air Vice Marshal Survivor. First of all, why do you attach Survivor to your name? What did you survive on? Biafran people would like to know. And also, talk to Biafran people. Apart from our discussion that says they are in our midst, they look like us, they are in our midst, but they are them. So, please, my brother, Flo.
Yeah, thank you very much. When it comes to the issue of name, that I arrive at that name because of very, very difficult. When I look at it, the time I picked that name, it was because of a certain situation, and we are still in that situation because of the obstacles and everything. And I survived a very critical point in time, and then I decided to add it to my name. My Igbo name is Chukwuemeka. That's my full name, Chukwuemeka. Then I add a survivor to it. That is the name I'm using on my platform on the YouTube, Chuk Survivor. And the King David also is part of my name. So my fellow Biafrans, the information, what I have to say on this very day that I have been saying on my platform, there is one important thing I would like the Biafrans to put in their heart. I want every Biafran that is watching this very video, I've said it on my platform, it is high time we stop seeing Biafra as a dream. Let us begin to see Biafra as a reality. You see, when we have all these people we call the Nzama people, all these people that are confused, these are a bunch of people who are still seeing Biafra as a dream. As long as you are seeing Biafra as a dream, let me tell you, it's not everything that happens in dream that comes to reality. And some people don't even believe their own dreams. And some dreams will never come to pass until you pass away. But when you begin to live in reality, you begin to breathe Biafra. You will see Biafra. When people tell you information about Biafra, you'll be acting as if you're already living in Biafra. Nobody's going to deceive you. You're not going to tell me you don't know who is the truthful person and who is lying. But as long as you are still living in dream, you are seeing Biafra as a dream. When you close your eyes, you see Biafra. You open your eyes. Oh, you're no longer in Biafra. You will continue to be confused. And you are part of those who will be bought over. Just like my brother Okongo has said, so many people are still going to fall aside. It has not ended. It hasn't ended. Begin to see Biafra as a reality. When you see it as a reality, the blood of Biafra will be flowing in your vein. You don't need anybody to begin to convince you and begin to force you what to do or what not to do. But when you continue to see Biafra as a dream, you wake up sometimes, you feel, oh, it's a dream. And you know how dreams works. You will always make that mistake. You always be sitting in, either you are sitting in the fence or you're sitting in between. Sometimes you think that maybe the people who are being sacked already, maybe they have a point. Sometimes you think that, oh, maybe they are fake, the hopeless hope they are giving them in their so-called Obi movement. Somehow it's going to work. Somebody came on my platform, he was writing and he said that why don't we support our brother when we support him, that only his brother, only our brother is the person that's going to save Mazen Nandekan. I looked him at last and I didn't respond to him because that kind of word doesn't need a response. It doesn't need a response. If you are living in Biafra and you tell yourself the truth, every single one of us know that when you are living in reality, there is no hope in the Zoological Republic, no hope whatsoever. If you are talking of security, you can never, ever have any security in the Zoological Republic. The funniest thing is that when you go to their conventional media, when you come to conventional media, you see those ones who claim to be human rights activists and some people who claim to be agitators. When they come to their conventional media, mainly the activists, they will say they don't believe in Nigeria. They want a Nigeria where there will be equity and justice. That is what they say, including those Obasanjo and Co. They will say they want a Nigeria where there will be justice. And these people, deep in their heart, they know that such Nigeria will never, ever exist. You can never, ever find such Nigeria anywhere. There's a video I used to play on my platform. Somebody who was a member of the House of Senate before stood in the Senate. He was telling them that Nigeria will never, ever know peace. Nigeria will never, ever know progress. Nigeria will never, ever know unity as long as they continue to use their 1999 constitution. And that same 1999 constitution, the Fulani Caliphate are ready to protect with their own blood. They prefer going to war instead of amending it or throw it away. That man stood on the House of Assembly and he said, except they threw away that very constitution into the dustbin, that there will not be, there's nothing like peace, nothing like unity. And you see people, they will still pretend and come back and tell you, we want a Nigeria where there will be peace and equity. A Nigeria that you know that would never, ever exist. You know very well that in this same Nigeria you're talking about, they have institutionalized injustice. Injustice is being institutionalized in their constitution. When you are talking about quota system, what is quota system? What is quota system? A system that makes an educated man an illiterate and makes an illiterate an educated person. And you want to operate in that system. You want to go and contest election in that system. You want to go and put your signature in that system. And you are telling me you are normal. It is either you are pretending or you are trying to push an agenda, a personal agenda of your own self. And so many of them who you see them pushing those, coming to their conventional media to talk about their so-called one Nigeria. These are people who are either protecting their fraud, so fraudulent that they cannot survive without fraud. Some of them are people who can only benefit. The only thing they know today is how to steal. They have rendered their own region useless and people can no longer talk in their region. And they know that the only place that can be relevant is in a zoological republic. That is why you see them, they come to the conventional media and they'll begin to tell you about one Nigeria.
Vice Marshal King David, do you know that I, Gaddafi of Biafra, my real name is Kingsley. So some of them that think my mother born me and gave me Gaddafi. No, my real name is Kingsley. My Igbo name is Gods of Thunder, Kamal. I used to tell people that my name is Kamal. So, church, when we do baptism, they call us English name.
Yeah.
But when you call, but the popular name that I got from the Creek of Niger Delta was the Gaddafi. Because I used to tell them, say, Gaddafi is not a guy name.
That's right.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that I brought investors from United States of America to Abia State. We sat one-on-one with T.A. Orji when T.A. Orji was governor of Abia State. They wanted to inject $5 billion into Abia State to build infrastructures and investment. That is where I know that the land between Isialangwa and Obakala, we are Autopilot, we come with fat. Prove me wrong by going to do your research. Go do your research. The land that is in Isialangwa and Obakala, the land between Isialangwa and Obakala, was mapped out in 1960s as airport, Abia State International Airport.
Yeah.
So when this place was mapped out, I was on the meeting around 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. midnight with P.A. Orji. I can call the names of somebody you can go and confirm. There's a man called Charlie Wowo Chasekweme. He is a special advisor to this idiot that is the governor of Abia State today. Is a industry and trade and industry is in charge. Find out, ask him. He will tell you the truth. He will tell you. I brought investors who is willing to inject $5 billion in development of Abia State. That is why I know that this, our leaders, they don't have good plan for Biafran people.
Never.
Now, After they rejected that offer, they said they should give them the money cash. The people said they will not give you the money cash. Give us your project, we will build it, manage it 25 years, return it back to the state government. What or you say, we want to build five-star hotel. My God. They said they will build all the road that is in Abia State and put toll gate to recoup their money back. The only thing they need was sovereign guarantee, so that when the government leaves, another government will not come and cancel their investment. That one passed. I took the same people to Ebonyi State. Then the commissioner for cement production and nonsense they call it, was my brother, my close brother. I took that same project to them to revive Ebonyi State. I am from Ebonyi State, in case you don't know. I am from Ebonyi State. So we went to Ebonyi people, government house. Then the speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly was my closest friend. His name is Augustine Wankwago. Find out. In case anybody, we do with proof. We are truthful. He was a speaker in the Ebonyi State House of Assembly. Do you know that at the end of the day, they threw that into the trash bin? We didn't ask any cash from them, just their approval, their guarantee. But do you know that these people rejected this thing, meaning that they don't have anything good for the people?
No vision.
No vision, nothing. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, you see these, our leaders, they are our number one enemy. But exactly. I'm not going there today. I have made a mentions of names that anybody can verify. Even there was a time they come to me and they need investors. I have brought S-Oil. Ask anybody in South Korea about S-Oil. I brought S-Oil to build a refinery in Nigeria, which they wanted to. After they did their due diligence, they said there is no security in Nigeria. They can't come to Nigeria. One of the recycling company is here in South Korea. I discussed with them to come to Nigeria to invest, to turn those dirties in Aba. They use it, in China, they use this nylon, this dirty that you people throw anyhow in zoo. They use it to manufacture this cloth that we all wearing.
Exactly.
They say they prefer Ghana, that there is no security in Nigeria. These are things, as my personal effort, I've tried here in South Korea. At the end of the day, when they look into Nigeria, they see that there is no security, their investments will not be safe. So my brother, in something like this, do you think that Nigerian people has future apart from having Biafra? Because I met somebody that's 80 years in South Korea here. He said since he was born to today, light has never gone off. And as I'm talking to you today, light has never gone off since I came to this country. They don't have mineral resources, but gas is piped to my kitchen. If you want, I can show it to you now. It's piped to my kitchen. I don't have a cylinder. So, in this whole thing, don't you think that anybody that stands against Simon Ekpa is enemy of Biafra? What do you have to say to that, sir?
Of course, it's very clear. It's very clear. If you see anybody talking against Simon Ekpa, that person is an arch enemy of Biafran people. Because as it stands now, the only man that is speaking the language representing the Biafran people is Simon Ekpa, and nobody else. Nobody else. Are you going to talk about the politicians? Look at what is happening in Biafra land. I used to tell them, look, in Biafra land, if anything happens in the Biafra land against the Biafran people, the only person that comes out to speak is Simon Ekpa. It's only after he has spoken, then you will see all these clowns. They will begin to use his broadcast. They will begin to look for a topic on the broadcast to say something. Look at the invasion of Biafra land. The insecurity I see in Biafra today is artificially made. It's artificially made. The most secured region in that zoological republic, and yet they have decided by themselves to make it insecure. And when they come online today to talk about insecurity, you will see them shamelessly pointing hand at southeastern part of Nigeria, even when the northern part have already been taken over by the terrorists. The only man that stands on the ground today to speak and people will listen It's Simon Ekpa. He's the only person speaking the language.
Air Vice Marshal Chief Survivor. Choose Survivor. My program yesterday, I was talking to King Juan Solomon. I wanted to also deliver this message if you think it is right. But if it is right, if it is not right, you can still step it down.
Okay.
What I want to say is that you know this they do that they do for madam. King Solomon analyzed their nonsense and bring it to the world. And I've spoken many thousands of people. They say they like watching King Juan Solomon. And you know, since Nsima has gone the other way of life, many people have disconnected themselves from his platform. And when King Juan Solomon keep on if he keep on bringing them to the limelight, is advertising them, is giving them popularity. I told King Juan Solomon to stop it. And what do you have to say to that, my Air Vice Marshal?
My brother, that is a very good statement you just made. It's a very strong move, and I used to say that in my platform. I think since for a week now, that has been one of my messages on my platform. That even I don't mention the name. I don't like mentioning the name. I don't call the name. I don't mention it. I never mention the name of that they approve. And I tell people, don't even go there to challenge them. Don't go and try to convert them. Don't go and say you want to confront them. Don't go and watch. Just stay away from them. Ignore them. Ignore them. There's no point discussing them. There's no point talking about their program. There's no point even going to encounter them. Don't go and say you want to go and challenge them. You want to go and comment and write. Don't write. Don't share. Don't go there. That's just the best thing. Just be silent about them, and you'll see them fade out. By talking about them or mentioning their name in your program, you are actually promoting them. It is no longer a topic. We have moved on. We have moved on to restoration, and that is where we are. Where we are now. You see, that now brings me to the message Mazen Nanekano delivered at the court. When Mazen Nanekano came to court and delivered a message. And you know, for a very long time, Mazen Simon Ekpa have been telling us that he goes to the heart of Mazen Nanekano to take out message. Some of us don't believe it. But when you see the way he's approaching issues, you will see that actually he is going to the heart of Mazen Nanekano to pick out message. When Mazen Nanekano gave the statement in the court, when he said that it is our duty to protect Biafrans and not to kill them, they misinterpret it. They begin to use it as a different thing. They begin to use it against the legitimate agitators, the autopiloters.
They know.
But that message was a direct and straight message to defend the Biafra land. That was the message.
They know the truth.
One second is a message and instruction. Defend Biafra land, and the time is now. That was what Mazen Nanekano said. He said, "I am there fighting. I am there fighting. It is your own duty to fight and defend Biafra land and not to kill them." He gave an order for you to defend Biafra land. And even before he gave that order, Simon Ekpa had picked it already. And Simon Ekpa is standing on that defensive, defend Biafra people and not to kill them. That is where we are. It's not listening to these people and talking. Let them continue to blackmail. Let them continue. Even the more they Mazen Nanekano used to say, I remember in one of his programs, he said, Mazen Nanekano said that whenever he stopped getting enemy, when he stopped getting attack, he will go and look for one and attract one. Whenever he stopped getting attacked, he will know that he's not doing anything anymore. So ignore them. Let them be playing their own role. Since that is what they chose, let them continue. Ignore them. Don't challenge them. Don't talk about them. Don't even mention their name.
Yeah, Air Vice Marshal, you know, like my viewers, please, this is Biafran Freedom Voice TV. Our channels, you can subscribe it so that whenever we come online, you will hear, you will join us. Your opinion matters. In case you want to make it, you want to call in, you are free to do so. And Grand Commander Air Vice Marshal Survivor King David Chooks. Please, where you are talking, please still tell Biafran people your channel so that you are, you know, you are an autopilot IPOB with a swag. Please, I want you to still let people know who you are as we roll on, because there are people that are just joining us. you still let them know who you are and the name of your platform, so that whenever they can always go there and subscribe, so that whenever you come online, they will see you live and direct. So, when you are talking, please always tell the Biafran people who you are, so that the people that are just joining us, they will, like I always tell people, please share. I'm not telling you to share because I monetize or I want to monetize this page. No, I don't do that. I just want the message to get everybody. In very soon, you will join us in Autopilot IPOB media team. Very soon, our next meeting, you are coming there. I've already posted all your videos inside the team. But what I'm trying to let you know is that, so that the Biafran people who don't know you, we being acquainted with you, they know that anybody, one with God is majority. As long as you identify with our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekba, and the leader of women, Honorable Charles Asuka. Wow. You see that woman, she was born to lead. She was born to lead.
That's right.
Indeed. She was born to lead. By the time you come close to them, you will know that they are even far and more better than what you think they are. So, I don't know, Mazo Konkwo. I don't know. I know say Mazo Konkwo is just coming back from work. Mazo Konkwo, your video was covered. I don't know whether you are trying to freshen up, because he was just coming in before we force him. You know, say this is the Autopilot. And Mazi survivor the Evers Marshal. Do you know that in Autopilot, we don't arrange things? Something can be called upon you. And I love your courage, because I call upon you without being planned and you responded. And do you know that the Mazin Nandikala was the originator of Autopilot? Prove me right or wrong. Then I give you reason. When Mazin Nandikano said, anything you know, yeah, I said, Mazin Nandikano is the originator of Autopilot. From the day he said,
absolutely,
if you know what to do to bring Biafra, he said you should go ahead and do it. That is Autopilot. You remember?
Right.
Yeah. So
I agree with you.
When God led it in their mind to nickname us IPOB Autopilot, we accepted it because it is spiritual and we are doing the thing. And this is the left and the right. There is a move we made recent time. I contacted one of the big media to tell them about Biafra. The guy told me he never knew. That is the platform that Donald Trump used. I contacted that something Johnson, either Ben Johnson, something like that, Johnson. I contacted him. I told him about Biafran people, what we go through. Wow, shocked. He said he didn't know. They don't know. And you know, me coming to media, I never planned it. But just like that.
That's right.
What we want to do is to create the awareness. I believe in Biafran awareness. If a Biafran citizen, Biafran blood, set himself fire in the presence of UN building to protest about the suffering of Biafran people, I wonder why Biafran people has Biafran blood that are sabotaging this struggle. We are no longer in struggle.
I wonder
we are now in what I call Biafran Liberation Force. The Bible said that last day the people shall be willing in the days of your power. This is the last day, the days of God's power, and people is willing. If you are opportune to speak to men on ground, you see that people volunteer themselves to die for Biafra. That's why I always encourage people, if you cannot die, if you cannot pay with your blood, pay with your cash. They are all the same. Encourage them because they need much. And Simon Ekba has called for unification of every arms agitating group. Sir, flow. I'm not giving you direction. Anything you know that you can tell Biafran people, because our time are running down. You know, I told you, even if it's 30 minutes, so that when I call you next time, you will say, I take all your time. Please, flow to Biafran people. And I'm Mazo Konkwo. If you are hearing the sound of our voice, please make yourself ready because you are going to speak to Biafran people before we call it a day. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I appreciate Biafran people, any place you are watching from. I appreciate you. As we have said in the past, as I've introduced myself in the past, my name is Chook Survivor. I'm operating my platform, Chook Survival, on YouTube. If you want to get me on Facebook page, you can join me on Facebook on King David Exploit Expose. I broadcast on daily basis. On my Chook Survival, I broadcast there 7:30 Biafran time on daily basis. I broadcast also on my page, but the time is not constant on my page. But every day, I'm always there. I'm broadcasting it every day there. So my brothers and sisters who are watching any place you're watching from, the time for restoration is where we are now. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted an inch. And just like my brother was explaining, when you hear about the autopilot, when I explained the autopilot, the very first day, Master Simon Ekwa spoke about the autopilot. I was in the program, I was watching. I was in the program. It came as a revelation. He was saying that an advice to these people who have been sacked completely from the struggle. He was giving them advice that a time will come when the struggle is going to be on autopilot, that they should pray that Chukwu Okike will give them wisdom to be able to control the situation when that time comes. Instead of them praying and taking that advice, they begin to fight him. They begin to blackmail him. And that time came. The spirit of autopilot was unleashed. And when you are hearing about, I tell people that autopilot is not a society, it's not an organization. It is Chukwu Okike in charge, directing the affairs of things. That is what it is. That is why when my brother tells me that you can be called up at any time, that is how it works. That is the true meaning of autopilot. At every given time, an assignment can come to you. I tell people it's not an organization. It's not a society where you go and register and do this and do that. No. Chukwu Okike in charge. Once the spirit possesses you as a sincere Biafran, if your heart is clean and it possesses you, you begin to do things unimaginable. You begin to do things you didn't plan. You begin to see things work for you. Any area where you're participating is just like in the Biafra land, when you see people sitting at home, against all odds, against every attack, there is no system they have not used to stop the sit at home. There is no blackmail they have not used to stop sit at home in Biafra land. But yet, people are sitting at home on their own. In the last Monday, I saw somebody who was one of the opposers of the sit at home. He's the one Nigerianist who is talking about election. I saw him, he went to a market to go and interview people about the sit at home. Surprisingly, people he went to interview were telling them that they are happy sitting at home. But I have seen that guy when he was telling that people are being coerced to sit at home. But today, the spirit of autopilot is taking over. Don't allow anybody to blackmail you. The only thing that can give you safety and security is Biafra and nothing else. Remember, our eternal leader, Dim Odumegujuku, said it, that Biafra is a child of necessity. Biafra is a place where the oppressed people go, run to for safety. That oppression is still going on. That killing is still going on. That bombing is still going on. And the only thing that's going to save us is Biafra. We have waited for a long time. We can't wait anymore. If you're one of those who have been confused before, you say you don't know, we don't know where your money is going, you don't know why we are waiting for so long. Some of them have been calling, some people have been calling, even in our brother Samuel platform, they've been calling, when are we going to march? Some people were calling Mazen Nanekano, why Mazen Nanekano with us? When are we going to march? When are we going to march? Mazen Nanekano gave the order of the march even before he was kidnapped. He began to tell this very pattern. Mazen Nanekano was on the track before he was kidnapped. And we thank Chukwu Okike that Chukwu Okike raised somebody to be a spokesperson. The spirit of autopilot possesses our brother Samuel Ekpa, and he took up that assignment and he's doing it perfectly well. That is why sometimes when I see some people who we are talking some rubbish and they say that our brother Samuel Ekpa, who made him a spokesperson, who made him the spokesperson of Biafra. And the funniest thing is that these same people who are asking who made Samuel Ekpa a spokesperson, they were the first people that recognized him as a spokesperson, even before every one of us began to talk about it. These same people who are challenging him of being a spokesman of Biafra, they were the people that ganged up together. They came out together and they were doing an election on who is going to lead the struggle. Now that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being kidnapped. They were holding a meeting in the absence of Mazi Simon Ekpa. They held a meeting. They did a vote. After the voting, people were voting and they said Simon Ekpa himself rejected it. He said that the only leader we have in the struggle is Asula Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No matter where he is, even if he's in the detention or anywhere, he is the leader of the struggle. Then Chukwu Okeke was directing him because that was also a trap. It is only now I begin to realize that that time it was a trap. It was a trap. But then I didn't see it as a trap. They came together and they appointed him. They did a vote in his absence. After the vote, they called him that he should come and take up the position. And he rejected it. They recognized him as the spokesperson until the right time came. When the right time came, the spirit possessed him and he began to act. Not because he was appointed. It's an assignment given to him spiritually, and he began to work towards that. And you can see him since then. He has been working excellently well. Every blackmail has become a promotion for him. Every single blackmail against him has become a promotion. The more you blackmail him, the more you promote him.
My brother,
and that is the situation. That is what we are. We continue to be there. Thank you, my brother.
My brother survivor, you know, Okonkwo, Mazo Okonkwo, I don't know whether you are here or not. As it is, we want to throw in the towel. What I want to say is that the hour has come. We want to roll on the curtain. The curtain. Somebody, Frank, Casey Frank, told me that I should remove what is in my eyes. I want to see my eyes. We are the servants. Their wish is our command. We obey them. We do what they wish. That's why I removed it. The issue remains that thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very, very much. I never believed you would respond on this call, but you did. I want to
Why wouldn't I? We are working for ourselves. It's not just for somebody. I'm not doing it for anybody. I am doing it for my unborn children, for my generation to come.
That's what they don't know.
We have to live in reality. When you are looking at it as if you are doing it for somebody, I am doing it for myself.
Good. Very
so
good.
I have to be there at all times. Just as you said, autopilot. Anytime you can be called upon. That is true. Absolutely true. I believe it. 100%.
Good.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, God bless you. And tomorrow, Saturday, like I'm already on a Friday morning here. Saturday, maybe this Friday or Saturday, I'm still going to call you back. And we may have our meeting on Saturday. Rest assured you're going to be with us. So what I want to say is that you are indeed a soldier who dressed up immediately. There is a call to defend their land. You know, all of us that are in the Air Force, I appreciate you. I salute you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I salute you. Indeed, I salute you. Biafran people, please, there is one advice I want to give to Biafran people. Please let us hear this advice.
Ogbuebi oke osisi ude eji ekegbu ndị amoosu freedom fighter dị keterete o nwere ozi ọdachi njem buru bata bego jee zielu nye ndị Igbo niile zielu nwa ozi si ya na eburukwa babịa ọzọ nwafọ Igbo ọbụla nọ na Facebook nọdụ na WhatsApp nọdụ na Twitter nọdụ na Instagram zielu nye ozi na onwe ụbọchị ọ nọ na WhatsApp ya wee tụbatara ya nwa okorobịa were mma kpaicha ya n'aka ma ọ dobecha mma na n'akụkụ ya dobe egbe na n'akụkụ ya were bido jụrụ ya ajụjụ kedu dị onye ọ bụ ọgwaba na ya bụ onye IPOB ma ọ na ya bụ onye ESN n'ọya jidere onye n'inwa je gbagbue n'ọya jidere onye Awụsa nwa bịara Imo steeti je gbagbue si onye Igbo gerie oge bi egecha ya dere itie ya tụkwara n'ihe onye ọzọ na ndị Igbo eburukwa ọzọ bata o eburukwa bụ ọzọ bata o eburukwa bụ ọzọ bata o wee bụrụ na ejide owu ogori kwụọ ya ụgwọ ewere egbe dodobe ya nso were mgbe dodobe ya nso were flag ndị Biafra mmanya n'ime ya ma o were ibe ọzọ tinyetụrụ ya ajụjụ kedu onye ịbụ okwube onye bụ ọkọba nke nwa ma ọ bụ nke ọzọ ka e were kpọtọsịa ndị Igbo ka e were kwụtọsịa Igbo onye ọbụla nọ na WhatsApp bụrụ onye Igbo maọbụ onwe gurupu ịnọ na ya igebe gecha ya dere itie ya ịtụkwara na ya onye ọzọ atụkwara ya na gurupu atụtasịkwana ya chacha maka ka ị na-atụsasị ya ka Igbo na-eheti onwebe mana ineta anya ọbụla alenji o ineta anya ọbụla alenji ka alenjiribe ka Igbo wee kpọọ onwebe asị ka Igbo wee heti onwebe ka e wee lakwụkọ Igbo na ndị Awụsa because yaru nne ụmụ Igbo eburukwa bụ ọzọ were bịa o odaji njibe ebe akwa ririe eburukwa bụ ọzọ were bịa.
My brother, what do you have to say to this message?
It's a very nice one. It's a very nice one. It's a very nice one. The information he gave is straightforward and very, very correct. This is one of the things I've been speaking about on my platform. This new falsehood that Soludo is sponsoring. This is the new falsehood that Soludo is sponsoring. They will go and catch cultists, catch people that committed one crime or the other, and tell you they confess to be members of ESN. From where? From where? Where do you see them? ESN are in the bushes, doing their due diligence in the bush. ESN are not in the street. They have never, ever been in the street. Imagine now they're going to give them the assignment. The assignment is in the bushes. So where did you see them? You go and catch somebody on the street, you bring the Biafran flag and everything, and you put them, you tell them to confess to be members of ESN. They will tell you where they went to operation. Look at this very one, that very video. I saw that very video when one was confessing of being the part of the people that killed Gulag. The killing of Gulag that the governor of Imo State have confessed about. Hope Uzodinma and his brother have been on loggerhead with it, that it is a politically motivated movement. And interview the guy you brought Biafran flag and put there, and you want to link Biafra into it. How does that work? And it is very funny that we help them to push all those kind of things. When you see those videos, you begin to push it, you begin to share. Share for what? You don't have to share it. It is meaningless. We just have to stop all those things. When you see videos that you don't have to, don't share it. There are videos you need to share. Videos that create awareness to our people what is happening. Not videos that will demonize us. Videos that you know that is a bunch of lies. That is the thing that Soludo is doing today.
The Avers Mashak choose survivor King David. Saturday, today, already on Friday, we are going to reconvene. So from here, I want us to call it a day. Mazi Ukonkwo, I don't know, he's been a little bit busy. He's just coming back from work. I know. So I pulled him. You know, this is pulpit. Pulpit. Pulpit is where you pull people from congregation, you pull them. So I'm going to call you once again. You have the link. Keep the link. Whenever I call you on phone, you join us. The link is already with you.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. I have to salute Sunday Igboho, Oduduwa Republic. I want to salute the Middle Belt. I also want to salute the Biafran people, their courage. Especially, I want to salute those people that are trooping out for $10,000 every month. Wow, it's not easy. I also want to salute 1,000 men and women. Thank you. To Survivor, after this time, you are free to call me behind the camera. Thank you. God bless you. And you are the bullet, you are the gun, you are the bazooka, you are the Ubunigwe. We need an Autopilot IPOB media team. Please. I know you're already available. Thank you. God bless you. I just wanted to use 1 minute and say goodbye to Biafran people. Hello.